G'day, guys. Welcome back to Steeler Nation Australia. G'day, Steeler Nation Australia. G'day, Steeler Nation Worldwide. And g'day, Steeler Nation Universe. Today, guys, I'm just talking about the news. It's really slow. It is so slow, I guess, it's still 4 months away from football. So there's not much going on. No more free agents. We're talking about OTAs. We're talking about, today we're going to talk about the direction of the team. In my opinion, where I think they're going to go and what's going to happen this year with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And look, I am biased, but that's why you've clicked, because you're a Steeler fan and I'm a Steeler channel. Want to quickly give a shout out to my mate, Brian Brown, who keeps bugging me about doing the meme with George Pickens and myself in the Hawaiian shirt. These are the best I could do. But I made a meme the other day too. If you guys do follow BTSC Behind the Steel Curtain, I work over there as well. And I made a meme also with Jeff, one of the head bloke there who runs pretty much everything over at BTSC. If you don't know who Jeff is, check out BTSC as well. Jeff's awesome. But I want to give myself a shout out and say thank you to Brian, because we know that you guys watch, right? But George, did you know that George Pickens is a George Pickens is a big fan. He's a massive fan. He loves the Ironcast that I do pretty much every week, or I try and do every week. He loves Steeler Nation Australia. So George here is a massive fan of Steeler Nation Australia, and he is subscribed. So if you aren't subscribed and you like the Steelers, think about this, that your guy, George, is. So George is subscribed. Are you? Brian Brown, mate, that's the best I could think of I could do, because what I did the other day as well, what I did the other day was this. I made one for Jeff. How good is that? Jeff Pickens, I love it. I need to go down this route of making memes, and maybe that could be my new thing, or the off-season thing. We've got so much time to kill, guys, and so many opinions and thoughts and still ideas to talk about. And hopefully you guys like it, because I know a lot of you do, and I'm trying to grow this brand as best I can and talk about Steeler news. Yes, I don't always talk about the X's and O's, nor do I talk about Omar Khan and the big moves like that, or that side of football. I try and take a funny approach, a fun approach, and talk about the Steelers this way in the best way I can. That's what they call it, YouTube, right? But I made I made this the other day with my mate Jeff, who works for Behind the Steel Curtain. He does tremendous things over there. And you know what? A big shout out to Jeff. Here's a shout out to Jeff. I don't know where this video or podcast is going, but this is a big shout out. So I started my career doing YouTube and podcasting about 3 years ago, before the pandemic, a few months before the pandemic. And I was a big fan, or I still am a big fan of BTSC Behind the Steel Curtain. And I was in that live chat all the time. And what I was trying to do was get my name out there and say hello and say to, Brian, Dave, Jeff, all those fellas that I was, that I'm from Australia. So I would send like $5 tips and say my funny stuff and try and get people laughing in the chat. And then it came down to, I think it was about a year after. So I used to listen to Jeff all the time, and I still do, actually. I listen to him on his podcast, Let's Ride, and a lot of you guys listen to Let's Ride, because let's face it, if you're on the internet on YouTube and you're on Steelers, looking for Steelers, you're ever watching my content, you're watching Pittsburgh Owen, you're watching All Steelers Talk, you're watching a lot of these channels, Locked On. I've seen you guys comment throughout, other places. My new adventure, Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate. So we get around and we all kind of know each other a little bit. But it's funny, because I was listening to Jeff Pickens. I was listening to Jeff there ages ago, and then I shoot my shot, or what I did for BTSC. I said I got some inspiration of a friend of mine, and we were talking about I should do a podcast, and I love the Steelers, and she pretty much said to me, "Just do it, go and do it." And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Well, go and do your podcast. Go and just go and do it, basically." And I was like, "I can't do that. I can't do a podcast. There's no way." And then that night, I went back and I texted Maddie on the Steeler Nation Australia Facebook page. And I said, "Mate, do you want to do a podcast?" He said, "Yes." And then that night, or that day, I texted bad Brian Anthony Davis and I said, well, I'm going to do, can I have a job? I want a job. Could I have a podcasting job? And then a few days later, I end up getting the gig for Steelers Touchdown Under, who I'm still working for now with BTSC. So, yeah, big shout out to Jeff Pickens, because those guys are the inspiration that have started me doing the YouTube and now starting me doing the Pittsburgh Steeler Syndicate with Owen. So all those little adventures have started from somewhere, and hard work does not go unnoticed. Let's put it that way. Coming from being a volunteer or a fan of BTSC to then being a volunteer for a year and a half now, 2 years now, I'm getting some reward from them, and now working with Steeler Nation Australia, trying to grow this brand as best I can, right? And then working with Pittsburgh Steeler Syndicate. So I'm quite thankful. I'm very thankful for Jeff Pickens. Oh, sorry. I love that. So yeah, maybe in a nutshell, for that little story, I'm thankful for Jeff Pickens and BTSC. We have a new adventure coming on, and this Steeler Nation Australia isn't going away. I'm here and there. It's the off season, so I don't know what to really talk about. Right? There's like I'm not really that big into speculation. Will Joe Hayden sign? Will this guy do that? I'm not really I like it, but I'm not overly sold on it. Say for instance, too, like, will they go and trade this guy? I'm not overly sold on these things. I just like talking about the team as best I can. So here, Brian Brown, mate. George is described you. So let's get into a few topics today. Let's talk about. Excuse me. We had the Steelers OTAs finished for week 1, so you guys can go onto the Steelers.com website. Excuse me, and look at the highlights from week 1. We learned a few things about the team overall. Claypool is now going. I'm getting back in the Claypool books. He had a good interview with the Steelers.com and talking to the reporters, and he seems like he's buying in to be a Steeler. This team does seem very refreshed. It really does seem very refreshed and ready to go. It does not seem like a team that's fourth in division, that has at least like chance to win the AFC North. Also, Levi Wallace gave a good interview too on Steelers.com. There's so many things happening. Like, the media department is really selling us the Steelers to us. TJ Watt, which we talked about, I think this week, or I talked about TJ Watt on the syndicate that I work for, and he's growing into his leadership role, and he wants to be a winner. Right? TJ's the man. There are a lot of good things happening with this team. We now have Omar Khan and the other fellas. I think it was, who are the other fellas? I got to bring it up in the news. We signed like 3 other guys in the office, right? So we have Andy White, was now the assistant general manager. Sheldon White, I think, who is the dad of Cody White, which is the receiver, and Dan Colbert, director of college scouting. I can only assume that is Kevin Colbert's son. I can only assume. So the front office looks a bit different, right? And now Omar Khan as well becoming general manager. Does that mean that Kevin Colbert will stick around and be in the office or the organization and do little things for the organization? I hope so. I don't know, but Dan Colbert, if that is his son, well, he's there, right? But like I'm saying, like, there's a lot there is a lot going on in a quiet period. So we are changing direction with this new era. With post Big Ben, I think we have a better defense. I think we have a better offense, right? And with the receiver room, in my opinion, I think, Claypool is starting to warm. He's starting to, quote unquote, wake up. Like, I just don't like the Vikings game and the TikToks and just the all about me mentality. But as you go through some of these articles on Steelers.com and other places, you start to learn about this team more and more. And there's new quarterbacks, competition building. There's Frymouth, who looks like massive. And also, guys, I'm going to go through a few photos and just check out what we're seeing. Like, the one big thing that is probably hardest for me growing this channel and getting my Steelers enthusiasm over to you guys is I live in Australia. So I haven't got the chance to be around American bars all the time and see news and this kind of stuff and get the news breaking. So I have to rely on other sources and work a bit harder to get my information. So then report it to you guys. So it's kind of funny. And I do thank you guys who stick with me, because you're getting an outsider's perspective, and that's how I'm different. So you're getting an outsider's perspective. You're living in America and you're getting news or opinions or ideas about the Steelers from a guy down under in Australia. So that's excellent. So this has been a pretty good week in a quiet off season. We've got the Omar Khan and all the fellas in the office. We have the team be, you know, a new spark, a new fire lit under them, right? And it says here that Frymouth meets the challenge. I think Frymouth's going to have a big year. But I want to show you guys before I end the video. It's a little bit long today. It's almost a mini podcast. I want to show you guys a few photos, and we're just going to play. We're going to play a game. Who's that bloke? Are you okay with that, Jeff? I think Jeff agrees. Hey, we're going to play a game called Who's That Bloke, all right? Because I should know them by their number and how they look, but they don't tell you the name. So let's play a game called Who's That Bloke? All right. First of all, who's that bloke? That has to be Minka, right? I think that's Minka 39. Let's go. Looking good. That's Frymouth, and he looks fit as. Coach Tomlin in the background. I hope you guys can see this. It's going well. Yeah, it's going well. Okay. Frymouth. Claypool, number 11. Back at it. There's a... Oh, my. That's an ad. We don't want ads. Who's that bloke? Is that Gentry? I don't know. That could be Gentry. Who's with the tattoos? It's a weird angle and a weird picture that they do there. Coach Tomlin, the boss. Man, you know what? I don't understand any of the Coach Tomlin hate, but we'll save that for another video. We'll save that for another video, how there is still Coach Tomlin hate. I just don't understand it. Coach Tomlin's a boss. He's a winner. Deal with it. Okay. Excellent. Love the helmets there. I mean, I need to buy a helmet. I haven't got a helmet yet. I want to buy a helmet. Is that still Mason Cole again? I hope so. JC Hassenhauer. There we go. Man, they're really selling these ads, aren't they? Okay. 22, beast mode. That's Najee. All right. Who's that bloke? Is that a kilo? That could be a kilo Witherspoon. No idea that. I'm not even going to take a guess. No idea. Who is that bloke? Dude, I don't know. I have no idea who that guy is. I don't know. 90. Is that? I don't know. 51. I think that's Miles Jack. I think 51 is Miles Jack. I'm pretty sure. I didn't know that he was wearing 51. I thought he was going to wear 55, but apparently he's wearing 51. That's amazing. He's wearing James Farrier's number. I love that. That's the best. Miles Jack wearing 51. Some of these pictures I just can't tell the number. I don't know who that is. And 30, no idea who that is either. Man, they really want me to buy from every 5 pictures. Steelers.com. Change your stuff up, man. I don't want to keep doing that. 20. That's Sutton, right? Has to be Sutton. I don't know. Is that Davis? I don't know who that dude is either. This is harder than I thought. Who's that? That's Chooks. That has to be Chooks. I'm pretty sure that's Chooks Corfield. All right. 20, 31, 42. James Pierre's in there. 31. Oh, I can't remember off the top of my head. Sutton and Trey Norwood too. The fellas getting back to action. Defense wins championships. 68. Who is 68? 68 must be one of the new blokes. Who's that guy? 68 is going to be on offense, and 60. I can't even find him. There is no 68. Are you joking? I have no idea who that is. No idea. Okay, let's move on. 66 and 96. Who's 96? This is a much harder game. It's a much harder game than I thought. Who the bloody hell is 96? Oh, Archibong. Daniel Archibong. Oh my, I couldn't get that if you paid me money. Kenny Pickett and Snell together. There we go. More ads. They want me to buy stuff. I'm not buying stuff. Mason Rudolph. He's in the news, isn't he? Poor Mason Rudolph. I don't know with Mason Rudolph. I think there's a chance he will be cut, but what do I know? 94. You can't tell what that is. And Kenny Pickett again. 83. That's Connor Hayward. There we go. Beast mode. Doesn't Najee look sick? Najee's going to go off this year. 10 more to go. That's Kendrick Green and I always forget his name. Dan Moore Jr. Dan Moore Jr. Oh my, these ads are just shocking. Coach T, 8 more to go. Canada, we have Watt, we have Muth, and no idea who the other bloke is there on the side. Who's that bloke is going really well? I think that's Leal, Wormley, and Cameron Hayward. 15. Hey, it's Cody. It's Cody White up there. That's Cody White jumping up top. Who is that guy? I don't even know. It's so bad. I don't even know my team. 84. Who's 84? Is that the type? 84 is who? I think these people are wearing different numbers. There are more people than I thought in this team. Tyler Sneed. Okay, 84. There we go. Tyler Sneed. There's the boys. There we go. We got Pickett, Trubisky, Rudolph, and Oladukin. Is that going to be the order? Will it be Pickett number 1, Trubisky number 2, and Mason Rudolph 3, and Oladukin on the practice squad? I think so. That's the new kick right there. Okay, one more picture. There we go. Leadership of men. Cameron Hayward teaching the new young bloke, DeMarvin Leal, number 98. And Hassenauer to finish. All right. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you enjoyed Who's That Bloke? Because I know Jeff did. All right, guys. All right, guys. Thank you for checking out Steeler Nation Australia. 17 minutes, far out. That's a big video. But as George says, George is subscribed. Are you? Click that subscribe button if you enjoy the content, and I'll see you guys later. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.